Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikon here coming at you with another episode of Kast. And today's episode is going to be mostly just an update about what's been going down with my life, as well as answering a couple of questions that I've seen quite a bit of in the comments. So I figured I'd just address them in this video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get started. One of the questions that I've seen quite a bit in recent videos and live streams and all that stuff is, what happened to Squadron? Why am I not participating in Squadron videos anymore and all this other stuff? What the hell happened? And basically, I've answered a lot of these in the past in some videos and some comments. It's not like I've been trying to hide what the hell happened or anything, which, to be honest, nothing really happened. It's just I took another position in the company. I took another position in TGN. I currently work on the social team, where I do videos for Facebook and Twitter, which is an opportunity to basically diversify my skill set instead of just constantly doing the same thing. And basically, when I took up this new position in the company, it's not like I couldn't go back and do videos with Squadron. It's just like I already have a full-time job doing videos for social and whatnot. That leaves me very little time to do things like, you know, work on my personal channel or even just have a little bit of free time in my life every now and then. So it's been very hard for me to try to conjugate the schedule of the stuff that I'm doing with the schedules of the Squadron live streams. And to top it off, the game that Squadron plays right now is strictly Heroes of the Storm. And you guys know I've never been amazing at Heroes of the Storm. Sure, I've played some and I was somewhat decent, particularly if I was playing in the tank role, but I've never really been like super mega hyper competitive about it. And that's all they do now is Heroes. And when it comes to MOBAs, my MOBA of choice is Paragon, not Heroes. If I have to play a MOBA, I mean, not if I have to, but it's like if I want to play a MOBA, I will play Paragon, because like Paragon is the MOBA that I personally enjoy the most. And Heroes is great. It's probably the best top-down MOBA out there, but I haven't kept up with it. And if I go into Heroes right now, it's just an episode for everyone to just basically laugh at how bad I play Heroes right now, because I'm completely out of practice. So that's why you guys have seen a lot less or nothing at all of me in Squadron. So Squadron's doing their own thing with Heroes of the Storm. I'm doing my own thing in a different section of the company, and there is legitimately zero drama, because a lot of times people think that there's drama behind the someone not showing up on Squadron anymore. There always seems to be some drama around that. There's literally zero drama there. So I hope nobody was thinking that. Like, I'm still very good friends with pretty much everyone that works there. So it's like, whatever. But yeah, that was to answer why you haven't seen me in Squadron as much. The other question that I see a lot in my videos is, where's Hengest? Because for some reason, I think a lot of people, whenever they see my Paragon videos, they seem to be getting those confused with the Paragon videos that were on Squadron, and currently Squadron is not doing Paragon anymore. And people were used to seeing Hengest in those videos with me, so now you just see me and you're like, what happened to Hengest? And basically Hengest also took another position in TGN. As a matter of fact, he took the same position I did, except he did it a lot earlier. He did it before I was offered the opportunity to join that team. And yeah, that's probably why you haven't seen as much of him on Squadron as well, because both of us took different positions in TGN and we're working on different projects that are not directly related to Squadron. And there you go. That's why I haven't seen as much of him. As to why you haven't seen him on my personal channel, basically what I can tell you is that whenever his interests in gaming align with something that I'm covering at the time, and he has free time to participate, I invite him to join me on my live streams or on whatever content I happen to be doing on my channel. So that's why you've seen him a couple of times in here. But basically, if you want to know more about Hengest, I would advise you to basically follow him on his own thing. So he has two things that he might be working on in the near future, one of which is his channel, which is called Hengest Games. So if you're not subscribed to him there yet, you should, because if he's going to do anything on YouTube, it's going to probably show up in there. And the other thing is his Facebook page, which is facebook.com/thehengest. So you guys might want to follow him there so that you can check out whatever he's working on. But yeah, basically the fact that we're both on the same team in TGN right now, that's why I'm usually aware of when he has free time, and I will sometimes ask him if he wants to do something gaming related, which might show up on this channel. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can tell you about Where's Hengest. Another topic that I would like to bring up is I've been having issues with my eyesight, which has also been one of the reasons why my content on my channel has been somewhat, I don't want to say unreliable, but it has been, what's the word I'm looking for? Inconsistent. Yeah, it's not been as consistent as I would like it to be, because sometimes it's just like my eyes are just all over the place and I just don't feel like doing stuff. And the issue with my eyesight, I still haven't got it nailed down. Back in November, I changed my prescription because I noticed that I was watching, that I was seeing a lot worse from my left eye. And up until now, like at some point in December, it kind of stabilized with my current prescription, which is these new glasses. But shortly after that, it started going to hell again, and now on both eyes. So I don't know exactly what the deal is. What I do know is that I've spent like 500 euros on these glasses because I bought them with a pair of like sunglasses as well, prescription sunglasses, so that I could drive when it's sunny out and not have to like squint my eyes like a completely blind person. But yeah, the issue has not sorted itself out. And you guys are like, why don't you go to the doctor? It's like, well, the first time I had the issue, I went to the doctor. He said, there's nothing wrong with your eyes. You just need to change your prescription. And then I went to another doctor and asked her the same thing because I was like, this does not seem normal. Like I'm seeing fine, and then I've been seeing fine for the past 10 years or so. Actually, more than 10 years. I've been seeing fine for like the past almost 20 years with the same prescription. And then suddenly they're like, oh yeah, you just need to update your prescription. And it got worse in a space of like 2 weeks. I'm like, this is normal. So I went to a doctor in the hospital. He said, you need to update your prescription. Then I went to another doctor, and she also said, it's just your prescription. I don't see anything wrong with your eyes. Clearly, there's something else going on. And what I'm trying to see if this stabilizes, because right now I still don't feel that whatever is going on is particularly stabilized, because some days I can see fine, other days I can't see at all. And by can't see at all, I mean like looking at text on a computer screen or something like super hard. And since this thing is not stabilized, I don't want to go out and spend another 500 euros on a pair of glasses that are probably not going to fix anything. So I want to see if I can stabilize it, and once I feel that it's more stable, then I'll go to the doctor. Then again, I also have like a checkup later this month, so I'll mention it there, and maybe another doctor will have a different idea. I don't know. Basically, my eyesight is giving me issues, and I wake up in the morning, which is when people say your eyes should be the most lubricated because you were just sleeping and everything should be okay. But I wake up in the morning and my eyes are so dry that I can't even just wake up and open my eyes, because if I do that, my eyes will hurt as hell, basically, because they're dry. They're like super dry in the morning. So when I open my eyes, I have to like massage them for a bit and see what the hell's going on. Maybe I'm just getting old. I'm just an old man Rurikon over here, getting old as hell. I'm only 34, gonna be 35 this year. I don't think I should be having these many issues with my sight, but who the hell knows? But yeah, that is definitely something that I've been dealing with over the past couple of days. A lot of times I'll be like editing and I notice that I can't see the text as well as I used to, or I can't see like maybe I'll be editing a video and it's for social, and videos for social I have to do a lot of moving the video around, changing the scale and whatnot. And sometimes I can't see when the video is perfectly aligned with the bottom of the frame, and it's a struggle, man. So yeah, that's one of the things that I've been dealing with. So another thing was recently in the channel, you guys have seen 3 in-depth reviews pop up. One of those reviews I had Globku over because we both played For Honor. We were both happy with what For Honor was about. And I felt like having Globku's opinion is actually a very good way of counterbalancing my own opinion. Because it gives you the opinion of 2 different people on the same review. As a matter of fact, I wanted to do the same thing on the other 2 reviews, which were Horizon Zero Dawn and Neo. Sorry, gotta pronounce that thing right. But anyway, I wanted to do that for those two games as well, but it's just like the timing didn't line up, and I just wanted to get those videos out so that I could have more of that in the channel and get some feedback. And it turns out that you guys kind of enjoy those. I do notice that they are pretty late when compared to obviously bigger outlets like IGN, GameSpot, because they always hit the review embargo and all that stuff. And the problem is I'm one man. I'm a one man operation. It's not like I get a game and I can just say, "Hey, you do nothing but this game right now. That is your job." And I, on the other hand, am just like one person, and I still have a full-time job, and then I'm still trying to do these in-depth reviews. But the reason I'm doing the in-depth reviews, I guess, is the most important thing, is because in the past couple of years, whenever I do content on my channel, it's very rare that I actually finish a video game unless I'm doing a full playthrough on the channel. And I wanted to change that because, you know, I can do first impression reviews. Like those come just pretty naturally for me nowadays. And that gives people a good idea of what a game's about. But it doesn't give me the full vision of a video game, because like I'll be like, okay, I see this game, I see what it's about, I can identify all that stuff and tell you guys about it, but I still don't know what happens at the end. I don't know if all of these mechanics hold up throughout. I don't know if these mechanics, like, they stop working properly halfway through and the game becomes more frustrating. You have to basically play the game the whole way through to really get that that kind of knowledge about a game. And basically, this also allows me to actually finish games, which is something that for the past couple of years I haven't done as often as I would like, because you kind of start to get that YouTube mentality of like, I can't play unless I'm recording, I can't play unless I'm streaming. And it's like, not everything that a YouTuber plays or a streamer plays should be streamed. Some things should be enjoyed, because otherwise it gets to a point where sometimes it even taints the experience. So in a way, it allows me to, you know, have a reason to finish a game, because I will do a video afterwards. As a matter of fact, I'm doing something right now that I'm working on, which I wonder if a lot of you guys will recognize this gem. I've spoken about it recently in the channel. This right here is I was about to say Horizon Zero Dawn. No, we already finished Horizon Zero Dawn. This is Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Wii U. I've been playing it on and off since the beginning of this year, mostly because I mean mostly on and off because there's been just a lot of games that have come out this year, and as you guys know, I mean, a lot of really great games. And so I've been trying to, whenever there's a little bit of a free time, I try to get in a little bit more of Xenoblade Chronicles X. I want to see if I can finish both the original Xenoblade Chronicles as well as Xenoblade Chronicles X before Xenoblade Chronicles 2 hits, because I enjoy those games immensely. And Xenoblade Chronicles X is definitely one of those titles that puts it into perspective, that had I done, my opinion when I'm done with the game is going to be different than my opinion at the start of this game. And there's good things about it, and there's bad things about it. And I will be telling you guys that in a video later down the line. But see, that's the reason why I like doing those in-depth reviews. I get to discuss these games that I really enjoy. And I'm going to be doing some of these for older games, for sure, because I want to work on some of my backlog. Like, this was definitely something that was weighing down on me on my backlog. I was just like, I got to play Xenoblade Chronicles X because it's a game that I really enjoyed, and I got to play it, and I got to see it through. And I think I'm right on the verge of finishing the story. As a matter of fact, I kind of had a couple of frustrating moments here, because turns out finishing the story with level 30 skulls is actually a really bad idea, because the final boss just kind of mows you down. I shouldn't even say the final boss. I should say the final encounter, because, yeah, there's a lot to that thing. But, yeah, I'm definitely having fun with it, and that is something that I want to bring more to the channel, is these in-depth reviews. And particularly, one of the things that I would like to do is have guests like Globku and potentially other people that kind of do this same kind of content. But I would like to have guests when I do these reviews, because It's just I just feel that they're better if there's two people talking about a video game that they both finished, because there's going to be different opinions, and it enables the audience to have a better perspective when you have two different people talking about the same video game. At least that's my take on it. I could be right, I could be wrong. Who the hell knows? Another thing I would like to address is the constant requests for playthroughs. It seems that whenever I post up a video of anything, there's usually at least one or two requests for me to do a full playthrough on that thing. And it's like, guys, once again, I hope you guys understand that I'm one person working on this thing. It's not like a production team. It is one person. And on top of everything, I have a full-time job, and I have an infant son. Is it called an infant at this stage? At the 2-year stage, is it called an infant? I don't know. I think it's called a toddler in English. Whatever. But basically, I have a full-time job and a son, and doing full-time playthroughs takes a long time. It's recording, and a lot of people think that, aren't you just playing it? Can't you just record anyways? It's like, I think a lot of people understand that being entertaining while you are recording a video game actually requires a bit of effort. I'm not saying it's hard. I'm not saying that at all, but it requires effort. And sometimes you do want to just game to relax. And if you're recording and you're doing commentary, you're not relaxed. Okay? Trust me. I've even noticed that a lot of times I look at my videos when I'm in the editing process. And I'm not sure how many of you noticed this, but you guys might notice that like my hat will be trembling a little bit like this. It's because I'll be tapping my foot like this. I mean, you guys can't see, but I'll be like tapping my foot. You guys can probably see that the chair is moving. Like, I would notice after, when I was in the editing portion of it, I would notice that, wow, I was like the whole time for 50 minutes, I was like tapping my foot like this with the chair rocking and the hat shaking. And I mean, since the face cam is so small, a lot of people aren't even going to notice that, but it happened on at least on a lot of episodes of Neo. Even if there's nothing particularly nervous, I mean, nothing that would cause you to be nervous happening, I will just do that because I'm focused and I'm in the zone. And apparently I do that instinctively. And that might be like some kind of disorder of about anxiety or something, because I've been told by doctors that I have anxiety issues, which is why at some point over the years I went to I think it was it 2 years ago? I think it might have been 2 years ago. I went to the hospital like 3-4 times thinking I was having a heart attack. But anyway, yeah. Full playthroughs is something that is extremely hard, and that's why they have to be handpicked, which is why we did Neo, because I knew that you guys would like to see that. But even that, you also need to understand that doing a full playthrough not only is a huge time investment, but it is not impressive when it comes to views. Like, to put you guys in perspective, the first episode of the Neo blind playthrough has got 10,000 views. The last episode of the Neo blind playthrough has 2,000 views. 5 times less views by the time you get to the end, which is to be expected. It happens on most playthroughs that I do. So I kind of expect that to be the case because some people are interested to watch the start of the playthrough, and very rarely do they actually finish it. I mean, I don't know what the exact science is, why that happens. Usually, I remember when I used to watch ENB stuff. Nowadays, I very rarely watch because I just have very little time. But when I used to watch his stuff, I usually would watch it all the way. Like, if I was watching a playthrough, I would watch all the episodes. But I guess that at large, people don't do that. And while we're on the subject of views, I guess I should talk a little bit about YouTube, because a lot of people nowadays are talking about YouTube and they're complaining about YouTube. I've seen a lot of complaints, and I actually want to talk a little bit about that, because some of the things that I often see in my channel as well is, why do you have so few subscribers, Rurkan? What's the deal? And why do you have so low views and all this stuff? A lot of people ask me that sometimes. And the reason is something that I've personally come to understand, which is the fact that the audience on YouTube has changed. Now, a lot of people have adapted to that by changing their content. Personally, I did not. Usually, you will see that my content is mostly long format videos because that's just what I like to do. It's also what I like to watch, coincidentally. I don't watch a lot of YouTube, but when I do watch YouTube, I tend to watch people who do longer videos because I like having something, I just like having stuff running in the background while I'm doing other things. That means that I may not be devoting my full attention to what is happening on a longer video, which is probably what I interpret a lot of people do. And sometimes I'll even go back and rewatch them because I'm like, oh, that was cool. But I just like having it's I've been described as actually people have told me that I'm good company, and that's why kind of they watch some of my videos and stuff. And to me, it's the same thing. I like watching those longer videos of whoever because it's like having company. It's background conversation that fills in the silence, which allows me to actually concentrate, depending on what I'm doing. Because sometimes if I'm writing text or something, I have to actually concentrate and I'll have to pause it. But usually I like having stuff always running. I don't know. It's something that I've always had. It's just I just like listening to something, be it music, although very rarely it's music. Usually it's something else. But I just like listening to something while I'm working, while I'm doing whatever. I just like having something else happening. It's multitasking. It's my brain's. It's probably like I probably have some problem in my brain that it needs to be constantly processing more and more information. So I like that, and that's the reason why I do my videos the way that I do them, because that is the vision that I have. Now, as I was saying, that why does that lead to low subscribers and low views? It's because that is not what the majority of people come to YouTube to watch. Now, in order to be successful on YouTube, you have to adapt to what YouTube wants you to do. And so I refuse to do that. And instead, I say, no. I want to do this type of content, and I want to get an audience that likes this type of content, because if I'm not doing stuff that I enjoy, then I would rather not do it at all. That's basically the way that I've always approached YouTube. I don't, even though it is a business, I don't think I've ever really approached it as a business, which is a bad thing. It's clearly a bad thing. I've said time and time again on videos that I'm a bad businessman. When it comes to business, I'm terrible at it. I'm just not good. But yeah, that is what is happening to YouTube, and it is frustrating a lot of people because a lot of people, I guess they don't realize that things are changing and the audience is changing along with YouTube, and YouTube is supporting different initiatives. Like, one of the things that YouTube seems to really like right now is people that scream really loud and ask for people to hit the like button. Now, I will ask people to hit the like button at the end of a video, which most people don't even make it to the end of the video. So I know that the ones who do make it to the end of the video are the people that like the video. So I'll ask them, hey, if you please hit the like button. Boom. But if you liked it. Like, if you don't like something, I'd rather you hit the dislike button. I'd rather you not hit the button, whatever. But just don't hit the like button if you didn't like the video. That's the way that I think about things. But YouTube really likes these people that scream to the camera, that blow out your eardrums, and just like are very loud and do really stupid shit. It's just like YouTube has kind of become the ultimate jackass, the ultimate homemade jackass, where people just try to do the most outlandish things or just exaggerate in the most ridiculous of ways. And the more exaggeration you can bring and the more loud you can be, and the more stupid something is that you've done, the more YouTube will feature your videos. And hey, I'm on YouTube's website, and I have to adhere to what YouTube wants to do. So I'm like, I just live with it, which is why in 2014, I was given an opportunity to stop doing YouTube full time and work with TGN full time. And I just decided that it's like YouTube is never going to be able to support me at the rate that I'm going with the content that I'm doing. And therefore, I need to find other means of revenue. And I guess that's when I made that decision of it's like, well, I guess I never really have to deal with this thing of, adapting myself to what YouTube wants to see. And I can keep doing what I want to do. And there will be less people that are interested in what I do. And therefore, I will have less subs and I will have less views and all these things. And I will very rarely be in the featured pages and all these other things. And it's like, it's okay. It's okay so long as I'm able to get revenue elsewhere, which that might change. It might not change. You never know. And if that does change, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I'm probably going to, invest more time on YouTube. I might even have to resort to mid-rolls because I have a family to provide for. So who knows what is going to happen in the future? I don't know. Nobody really knows. But that is what's happening with YouTube. And all these YouTubers right now that have, because there's a lot of them. I was even just before I was working on this video, I saw something on my feed about, another YouTuber that was very disheartened by what YouTube is doing because he has like 100,000 something subscribers and he's getting like 2,000 views per video. And it's one of those things. YouTube wants you to be that loud person. YouTube wants you to have those really clickbait thumbnails, which I don't do. Like, you look at my channel, I think you will struggle to find a single clickbait thumbnail in my whole channel. I like having thumbnails that just look good. I like having, it's almost like most of my thumbnails is usually something that if you could stretch it, it would almost be a decent wallpaper. That's usually my objective, which is why also very rarely you will see text on my thumbnails, which is something else that I should do. If I wanted to get more views, I should have text, probably text that would say the most outlandish bullshit. Like if there's a playthrough where I happen to, I don't know, for a split second, my character does a plunging attack or something, then I should title that playthrough "Plunging That Ass," and then just like having maybe a picture of a plunger or something and just like a bare ass. And just see, that's the kind of stuff that most people are doing. And that's the kind of stuff that gives you views, clickbaiting and all this other bullshit. That's the kind of stuff that works on YouTube. And that's the kind of stuff that I don't do. And that's why we get lower subscriptions, lower views, all this stuff. But these people that are complaining, they do those tactics as well, and apparently they're not working as well as they would like. So it's weird watching all of this. As a matter of fact, recently we had that bug where there were people were able to subscribe and then unsubscribe, and you would lose 2 subscribers. And so a lot of people just went ahead and just started attacking PewDiePie's channel, and I was just thinking to myself, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. Why do so many people want PewDiePie to not be successful? It's like, I don't like PewDiePie's content. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't like his content most of the time. I don't like the fact that he is pretty much the first thing that people think about when they think about gaming on YouTube. I'm not happy about it. But it's like, I don't wish that PewDiePie has problems with his channel. I don't wish him ill. It's like, look, I don't like his stuff. That's fine. I don't have to watch it. Nobody else has to watch it either. Yet, for some reason, 50-something million people love watching that shit. And I'm like, okay, well, that's what people want to watch. That's what people want to watch. It's like, you can't force people to watch your videos. You also can't force YouTube to feature your videos. So you have to work at it. And some people try working at it through the clickbait. I don't. And I seriously never want to have to do that because it's just not my thing. I'd rather have a smaller dedicated audience over having 50 million people that require me to be screaming at the top of my lungs just to be able to retain their attention. That's not the way I work. But yeah, YouTube is definitely changing. Stuff is definitely changing in YouTube, and a lot of people aren't happy about it. YouTube hasn't even been able to deliver videos to the subscribers feed on a consistent basis. And people are talking about subscriber burnout, which was never even confirmed by YouTube as far as I'm aware. It's just, there's a lot of things about YouTube that aren't right. And there's a lot of things about YouTube that are changing. But what we need to understand is that everyone as a viewer is what dictates what YouTube will do. I mean, this problem is not about what videos people are creating. It's about what videos people are watching, what videos people are sharing. Like, think to yourself, when was the last time that you shared a video that was just like a regular video, like someone playing through a video game, not screaming at the top of their lungs, not doing stupid shit? Like, when was the last time you shared something like that with your friends? You haven't. Let's be honest. Most of you probably haven't shared those videos. And that's the thing. But if you see someone do something really stupid and they're screaming at the top of the camera and doing something that's just completely retarded, you'll probably share that. Because, you know, that's just the nature of the human beast. And that's what happens. And that's why YouTube is the way it is right now. It's not the creator's fault. It's not even YouTube themselves, like YouTube website's fault. It's the fault of the people who watch the content. And that's something that I've come to terms with a long time ago. And all this stuff happens and you never really see me talk about it because I've just accepted it. It's just whatever. It's going to keep happening. But as long as I can keep posting my videos, keep doing my thing, I'm going to keep doing it until, you know, whatever. The thing that bothers me the most is still the content ID, because that's just a dumb thing. That is just it's not you're innocent until proven guilty, is you're guilty until you can pay a lawyer to prove that you're innocent. And that is a serious problem, because basically the law doesn't matter. It's that simple. When it comes to copyright on YouTube, the law doesn't matter. And that is something that does bother me. And that is something that is YouTube's fault. I've even had a couple of friends who had their channel prevented from doing live streams for 90 days because they streamed Berserk. You guys remember the stream on Berserk where YouTube actually cut my stream? That was the first time it happened. YouTube actually cut my stream and prevented me from streaming a specific bit because they said it was copyright. And if you go to that Berserk stream, you'll be able to find a spot on it where there's like just a logo of YouTube in a black background, because they cut a bit of the stream off. And it's like, it's perfectly fair use. I was criticizing the game. I was talking about the game. I was doing commentary. It is the very definition that is in the Copyright Act, where it stands for fair use. So that is something that is definitely a problem. And that is the only thing that bothers me on YouTube right now. That and the fact that they still can't get their subscriber feeds to work properly. But that's something that I've kind of gotten used to living with. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to bring up, damn, I'm like, my throat is just like, let me get a drink of water here. Throat is killing me right now. Anyway, as I was saying, the other thing that I wanted to bring up is what is coming next. Because obviously we've been doing a couple of reviews and all that stuff. Well, one of the things that I want to bring up next, and should be coming pretty soon, I think, is the review video on Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I guess it took me a while, but hey, we'll see. The other thing, I also want to bring Monster Hunter back, because I've been picking up Monster Hunter Generations again. I really hope they put a Monster Hunter on the Switch. They just have to do it. I really like the Switch, but I feel like they really needed to put more behind it, you know? Because like right now, Nintendo is just dipping their foot in the water with the Switch. That's the way that I feel about it. They're just like, okay, here's the Switch. Here's a couple of cool games to get you started. Here's a Zelda game, which is fucking fantastic. I got to tell you guys, I'm really enjoying Zelda. The reason I stopped playing right now is because I'm waiting for a permanent Switch so that I can play Zelda on there, because I played it on the Wii U for a while. The first Switch that I had was just so that I could give you guys my first impressions. I'm super thankful for the fact that they got me one early so that I could do videos for you guys, even though I had to give it back later down. But I should be getting another one actually pretty soon. And then I want to do more Zelda on the channel, even though, let me tell you right now, because of this copyright bullshit that I've been talking about, I can't monetize Zelda videos at all. Like, there's nothing. There's like 0.99, not even 99, just like 000 is what I'm getting for every Zelda video. But I still really enjoy it. So yeah, I definitely want to play more Zelda. I don't know if I'm going to do a full playthrough. I would consider it, but it's like, the thing is, I want to play a lot more Zelda. And I mean a lot more. Maybe I can do the main story and I can just explore by myself, because like, I know that every now and then I'm going to take my Switch over to my parents' place and I want to be able to play Zelda. Man, I don't know what's going on with my throat today. I'm sorry, guys. It doesn't even hurt or anything. It's just like my voice is dying for some reason. But definitely Zelda, awesome. But I really want a Monster Hunter on the Switch. I need a Monster Hunter on the Switch. I need a Monster Hunter that I can play on the big screen, because streaming Monster Hunter on the 3DS is a pain. It's just a pain playing 3DS in my house, period. It's just like 3DS is for when I'm outside. It's not suitable for playing indoors. Like I'm looking at a tiny ass screen where I have a 4K TV in front of me and two more 1080p screens, and I'm like, why am I not playing this on a big screen? It kills me. But yeah, I've been having some fun with Monster Hunter again. I'm getting back into the insect glaives for generations. Insect glaives always feel like they're so needlessly complex with the way that you need to, invest points into the insect and invest points into the blade. And it just seems like it's the hardest weapon to upgrade in the whole goddamn game, is what I feel like. Then again, you do have bow guns and whatnot, and those also feel pretty complex because you actually have to craft the bullets that go in those. And I'm just like, I don't even want to deal with that. But yeah, the insect glaive is a pretty unique weapon. And I think that how unique it is what keeps me going back to it. But yeah, I definitely hope that there's a Monster Hunter coming up for the Switch, because dude, Monster Hunter Double Cross on the Switch, come on, Nintendo, you can do it. You can do it. Anyway, so I want to do more Zelda. Probably once I get the Switch in here, I'm going to be covering a lot of the Switch launch titles, even though I'm going to be covering them after the fact. Hopefully you guys will still watch them, because there's a lot of stuff that came out for the Switch, and I want to check out as many of that as I possibly can. Now, I've received a lot of comments regarding Nier Automata. What happened with Nier Automata is I haven't been able to secure early access to Nier Automata. I might be receiving a copy of Nier Automata on the 10th from Square Enix, because it only launches in Europe on the 10th. So, them's the breaks. But, yeah, I mean, the thing is, I was thinking about just going ahead and buying it, but right now I need to be saving up. I'm just, yeah, you never know what tomorrow is going to be like. And I'm just saving up, and I'm trying to not spend money unless I absolutely have to. So yeah, Nier Automata. I will be doing a video on that as soon as I receive my copy. I wanted to do a video on Ghost Recon Wildlands, and I was negatively surprised by Ubisoft yet again, because like they got me the copy of For Honor. So I messaged them and I was like, look, I did all this coverage on For Honor, did really great. I'd like to do some coverage on Ghost Recon Wildlands, and they just don't even answer my emails. So I don't know what's happening there, but I am probably not going to be covering Ghost Recon Wildlands, because I just don't have access to the game, and that's just the way it is. The other thing is Mass Effect. That's gonna be coming down. I believe I'm gonna be getting sent the PC version at some point. I'm not sure if it's going to be on release or maybe a little bit earlier. But then again, Mass Effect, you guys are going to be seeing videos on it on the 11th, right? Because like there's that whole EA Access thing going on, which I think is not the best thing. It's basically like you want to pay EA your blood money to get your early access to your game. I don't know. I don't like the idea of early access being held ransom in the EA Access program. I don't know. There's just something about it that I don't like. But regardless of that, I don't know when I'm going to get the key for that. But as soon as I get it, I will hit you guys up with some videos for Andromeda, tell you guys my opinions on it as well. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to talk about. I just wanted to keep you guys in the loop about everything that's going down, answer some of the questions that I've seen in a lot of comments, because people always keep wondering if I read the comments. Like, let me tell you something. Usually when I go to bed around like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, I take my phone with me. I open up YouTube Creator Studio, which is an app that you have so that you can check up on your videos, like your dashboard, your analytics, all this other shit. I don't use it for any of that. I just go straight comment section, and I read up all of the comments that I see until I get to the to a comment that I feel was familiar because I read it the night before. And I'm like, okay, I read through all the comments. Sometimes I'll reply if there's something that I can answer. But yeah, I do go through all of the comments still. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Yeah, comments, feedback, all the kinds of good stuff in the comment section. And I'll see you in the next one.